This build takes 0 damage from all hits and almost all overtime damage sources. It has CI and it takes all physical, cold and lightning damage less fire and uses 400% increased Flask effect Ruby Flask. I know, it was nerfed. Ruby Flask provides maximum resist, which doesn't provide immunity, but at the time of making this video it had 20% less fire damage taken, and the change was just shown us in a teaser, so I'm making this video to document the build. Keep in mind this was only possible to do on Standard League with a lot of legacy items. Why would I make this build, how does it work and how hard is it to play? Let's dive in. For damage shifting from cold and lightning I use Dawnbreaker, Tempered by War and Sublime Vision, which converts exactly 100%, including damage overtimes. For physical it is Dawnbreaker, Cloak of Flame, Legacy Rare Helmet, Watcher's Eye and one timeless notable. For also exactly 100% for hits, but 41% for dots does go through, which could be survived with Pathfinder's Master Surgeon and Sorrow of the Divine Flask. This build needs absolutely all Flask effect it can get. Almost the entire tree is dedicated to Flask effect scaling. Tauhua Makanga tattoos are placed at 11 places, which require a ton of useless nodes to be taken around them. Warrior's Tale and Might of the Mix are used at every possible spot. All natural and Pathfinder Flask effect nodes are taken. Legacy Conqueror's Potency, the new Death with Watch is taken, which could only be obtained from ripping it from hardcore at this point. A Legacy Crucible tree, Sentinel Recombinator only mod, and Alchemist Genius on the new buffed Micro Distillery belt, along with the Flask effect enchant and prefixes completes the 400% increase needed for the 100% less damage taken. The theoretical limit would be 433% with using the red blade for 15% each and also 17% on body armor. But these slots are already taken in the build and there is no other source of Flask effect scaling. 3 unique jewels are required to complete damage conversion and I use 2 annoyance to free up points for the single jewel for a DPS. The high Flask effect allows Soul Catcher to be used without Ankle-ending enchant and only one soul cost weapon, so while Stormcall can be casted indefinitely with 0 kills required. The Legacy Soul Reaper as the last Flask grants a massive damage bonus. The 5th Flask slot cannot be used because of the belt. Playing the build requires alternating between 2 Ruby Flasks manually and keeping up the 4-second timer of the Alchemist Genius buff. If it drops, the build dies to any damage instantly. If you overuse your Ruby Flasks and run out of Flask charges, it dies instantly, which makes playing this build very hard. I have only really used the build for PvP, where this demanding playstyle is not a problem for short showcases of the build, which was the original intended place for it, as damage immunity for this high price is overkill for other content, and the DPS suffers from the lack of investment, so I wouldn't have recommended for anyone to play this build. I'm not sorry this build is gone after the nerf to Ruby Flask. It was terrible to play, and would have created an unhealthy meta in PvP if it would have stayed. My next plan is going back to Progenesis, which can also be scaled to 100% damage shifting for a while now, so my old build I made a video of needs updating, potentially with ward scaling as well. I will also work on videos about the 2 new Grandmasters. Subscribe if you are interested.